Good morning, teachers and students. This is Rajkumar from Zphs Nadupuru. I am going to analyze the model papers for the subject of physical science to make the children to feel that the paper is very easy to answer. So first of all, I would like to analyze the question paper chapter wise. First of all, if you take that chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, these 4 are come under the heading of chemistry. And 5, 6, 7, 8, these will come under the heading of physics. So the weightage is 9, 10, 9, 11. 11, 9, 11, 8. So if you observe that the total is 39, this is also total is 39. So don't get confused that if the question paper is given for the 50 marks, how we are getting 39 and 39? We are having a choice questions also there. For the choice questions, we are supposed to add 28 marks plus 50. So that is the 78. 39 plus 39 is 78. So now let us see that if you observe these numbers, we can understand that each question can be given, each lesson can be given 8 marks from the each lesson. But by the criteria, we can reduce the stress to the children by making the analyzing the question paper. So let us start with the each question wise analysis. Let us take that from question 1 to 8, 1 mark each, total 8 marks. And question from 9, 10, 11, 9, 10, 11, this is a 2 marks questions, 3 to just 6 marks. And question number 12, 13, 14, that is 4 marks questions is actually 12 marks, but 4 marks for the choice. And question numbers 15, 16, 17, these are 8 marks, 3 8s are 24 and choice is 24. So total 50 plus 28, total 78. This is the way the question paper will be given. First of all, let us come with the question number 17. Why I am taking question number 17 is because there is a every chance of even CD category child can also gain the marks from this question. So let me see what is that. If you take the question number 17 from the 2 model papers, we can understand that the questions can be given in the chemistry either from the 2nd lesson or 3rd lesson. And for the option for physics, they will take from the only 8th lesson, 3rd and 4th, and this is 8th lesson. So child has to answer either of them. It means that if you want to answer from the chemistry, he has to read the 2nd and 3rd lessons essay questions. Whereas if he wants to or she wants to answer 8th lesson, it is enough for the physics. So how many questions are there in the 8th lesson? Only there are 5 essay questions are there. What are that 5 essay questions? One is Oersted experiment. Second one is straight wire. Third one is loop. Fourth one is solenoid. Fifth one is motion in the magnetic and electrical field. So these are the 5 questions are there for essay questions in that lesson, and definitely one essay question will come in the public examination. It means that if you can prepare the child to answer these 5 questions, he can get at least 8 marks. Even for CD category also, we can make some more things in easy manner. What is that? So actually any lab activity contains aim or object and material required, diagram, procedure, conclusion. These are the 5 parts there for that. Actually, normally the Google gives the marks like this. 4 plus total 8. So this is the way, or sometimes they will give 1 and 4 marks for this also. So this is the way they will give the marks for the children. So if we make the child to practice aim and material and diagram and conclusion, the child can get at least 4 marks. For example, aim. If you take aim, explain, Oersted, experiment. So what is your aim? To prove Oersted experiment. It means that from the question itself they can write the aim, and if they can practice the diagram in this lesson, normally the material required are magnet, copper wire, and what is called compass box, compass, and battery. Maximum requirement, iron fillings. These are the 5 things they are required. So let them practice the spellings and ask them to write 5 all. They are there or not. Ask them to write all the 5 by the CD category, not to AB. For CD category, they let them write all the 5. So that which are right, they can put the marks and they will give the award the marks. So after writing the diagram, he can able to understand the material required. So this is one, this is one, this is one, and conclusion. So easy. What you have taken as an aim, that was proved. So Oersted experiment was proved. Oersted experiment was proved. So from this, the CD category child can also get minimum 4 marks from this essay question. If it is not possible by the children to understand these experiments, let them practice the experiments which were given in the second and third lesson. Why we are taking a second and third lesson? Because in one question paper, 8 marks questions from the second lesson and 4 marks questions from the third lesson. In another paper, 8 marks questions from the third lesson and 4 marks questions from the second lesson. So they are changing vice versa. If it is 8 from the third, 4 from the second. If it is 8 from the second, 4 from the third. Such is manner. So we have to practice second and third lessons. In second lesson, there are the 4 experiments. In third lesson, there are the 4 experiments. So if you can practice 8 experiments, you can get the either of these 2 questions. So in such a manner, we can answer question number 17 guaranteedly. Let us go for the next one. What is the second one? So let us go. Okay. So if you take the 15th question and the 16th question also essay questions. So 15th from the 2 questions from the physics, 2 questions from the chemistry. If you observe the analyzation of the model papers, if you take essay questions, the 2 essay questions will come from the either 6th lesson or 7th lesson. This is I am talking about the 15th question. So physics, rather I cannot say that 15th question from the physics. Physics, the essay questions from the 6th and 7th lesson. So it is very easy to make the students to practice. The essay question from the 6th lesson is an added advantage for the even C, D category children. What is that? In the sixth lesson, there are only three essays are there. One is myopia, second one is hypermetropia, third one is reasonings. These are the only three essay questions are there, and if he practice these essay questions, he can directly answer either a physics question either from the sixth or seventh lesson. So sixth lesson only myopia and hypermetropia and reasoning. Even some myopia also we can make them to in myopia also we can make them to remind very easily. Myopia is the short word, means short sightedness, and hypermetropia is a long word, is a long sightedness. And apart from this, the solutions for the short sightedness and long sightedness is very easy. That if you take the distance between the edges is smaller, the distance between the edges is smaller, that is called short, then it is short sightedness. The distance between the edges is large, it is for the large sightedness, that is long sightedness. So in such a manner, we can at least mark them to what is a myopia and what is the solution, what is the hypermetropia and its solution. At least they can get 2 marks from each. It is totally almost 3 to 4 marks, almost 3 to 4 marks. So from this we can answer it. Of course, reasonings are there. That question is maybe why the sky is blue and why the sun rises or sun sets at least 2 seconds before the actual rising. This is such a type of, or why the stars are twinkling. These are the questions which we will get from this part of the questions. So if we make them to practice at least these 3 questions, we can answer the questions from the physics. Now let us come to the chemistry. Let us take with the chemistry. So maybe it is the 16th question or 15th question, and I am saying that it is a question from chemistry. So the chemistry is having 2 essay questions. One essay question either from the first lesson or 4th lesson. So we can understand that it can be the first lesson or 4th lesson. The 4th lesson is having so many of essay questions, but whereas in the first lesson there are only 3, or rather I cannot say that 3, I can say that it is 4 plus 1 plus 1, 6 questions are there for the chemistry, 8 marks questions. What are that? From the first lesson, the one is types of chemical reactions, second one is definitions with suitable examples. It means that what is redox reaction, give an example. What is oxidation, give an example. Such a definitions will be given, and you have to mention with the suitable examples. Third one, third, fourth, fifth and sixth, balancing of equations. They are in the textbook. So if they can practice these 3 questions, they can understand easily, they can answer this essay question. It means that you can understand that from the first lesson 6 questions, and from the 4th lesson, not 4th, 6th lesson 3 questions, from 8th lesson 5 questions. Total 6 plus 3, 8, 8 plus 5, 13. If you make the child to answer these 13 questions, he can get 24 out of 24. Total 13 questions only. If the child is not able to answer completely, at least they make them to practice. Part of the question also can get the marks. They can be also awarded the marks. So we can get the marks by partially if we attempt the questions, we can get it. If suppose the first lesson 4 marks and 6th lesson 4 marks and for the 8th lesson 4 marks, it means 12 marks we can get easily from these essay questions. Only 13 essay questions are there, we can answer it. Now let us come to the remaining questions. So let us see that. Let us see that what is the remaining questions. I would like to go for the question number 12. What is the question number 12? The question number 12 is a diagram. So even the diagram also, we are having a choice, either from the physics or from the chemistry. For the physics, if you take the 5th lesson, or for the chemistry, 2nd and 3rd lessons. For physics, we know that concave and convex ray diagrams are required for the lenses and mirrors. That is the 7 plus 7, 14 diagrams are required to answer this question. Or otherwise, you can take from the chemistry, page number 42, sorry, Telugu medium 42, English medium 43, 45, 49, 51 and 65 and 69. This is from the 2nd lesson. And 83, 91, 95, 102 and 109. This is from the 3rd lesson. So if they can practice these diagrams, they can get at least one diagram from for the examination. So total 6 plus 5, 11 diagrams are there. Whereas here, even though they practice, mostly the children will get confused. Even they are, of course, ray diagrams only. There is every chance of confusing the diagrams, because they may forget to write where is the F1, where is the F2, where is the 2F1 and where is the 2F2, and at least they may forget the way of expressing the ray direction. These are also get confused. So to avoid that confusion, better to practice these 11 diagrams which are given in the textbook, so that we can get easily 4 marks. This is about the 12th question. Now let us go for the 13th and 14th questions of 4 marks. So actually, mostly the 13th question will comes from the chemistry and 14th from the physics. So 13th physics or chemistry and 14th is also physics or chemistry. So what is the way to answer this? Actually, these 4 marks questions are table based questions. What are the table based questions? Or diagrammatic based questions? What are the table based questions? Table based questions are we are having in the that lesson that is called light and reflection and refraction. So it is there that but suppose left A, B, C, 3 medias are there, and 1.5, 1.75, 1.05. This is having a light fast in which medium, light travels so slow in which medium, or what is the highest refractive index, and which is denser media and which is rarer media. Such type of questions will be posed. Or otherwise, they will give a diagram like this. Based on this diagram, they may ask you to, in which media the light travels fast, in which media the light travels slow, and which media is denser and which media is rarer, and where the refraction is taken place. Such a type of questions will be posed. So if you can able to practice from the 5th lesson, this diagram based and table based questions, we can definitely answer one question. Or apart from that, sometimes they may give the question which is daily utility. What is the daily utility? If the lenses are not there, how the world is. If the mirrors are not there, how the world is. If the mirrors are not identified, how the life is. Such a type of general life questions will be posed. Either of these 2 questions they may ask. So that of the 2 more questions you can add. So total you can practice this one, so that we can easily answer 4 marks. And from the chemistry, if you take questions from the chemistry, the 2nd lesson having so many utilities. One is pH, second one is sodium bicarbonate, third one is sodium carbonate, bleaching powder, and POP, plaster of Paris. If you make the child to practice these 5 questions, mostly one question will come for the 4 marks. These are only 5 questions which are there for the utility. These are the 4 marks questions which can be arised from the second lesson. And there is a chance for the third lesson also. In the third lesson, uses of metals, non-metals, and some reasoning. What is the reasoning? Why we should not keep the acidic material in a what is called metals, acidic material in a metals. Such type of questions they may ask you. So if they can practice these questions, utility and reasoning and advantages, so that they can answer this question also. So in such a manner, if we can practice diagrams from the fifth lesson and second or third, and 4 marks questions from second, third, and fifth. So it means that this total section is from the second, third, and fifth lessons. 12 marks. If you can make the child to practice particularly diagrams and these small 4 marks questions, the child can get 12 marks easily. And one more, kindly remember that there is an advantage in the physics that if you can answer the important point in the what is answer, the key point is also valid for considering the marks. Of course, they may not get completely, but at least minimum marks can be scored. So such a manner we can at least the CD category child can get the practice the scientific temper in the question, so that they can gain the marks. Okay, let us come to the let us come to the 1 mark questions and what is called 2 marks questions. Actually, we are having 8 lessons and we have 8 1 mark questions. But as the 8th lesson is not supposed to have 1 mark questions, and we are not required to practice 1 mark questions from the 8th lesson, only there are 7 lessons are there for 8 questions. So mostly second and third lessons or fourth lesson, that means from chemistry, there is a every chance of another question from these chapters. So we have to concentrate 1 mark questions from these chapters. So just you imagine the important or the vitality of the lessons, second and third and the fifth lessons. So second, third, and fifth, these 3 can give us 12 plus 3, 15 marks. It means almost neither to the pass mark of the exam. So regarding the 2 marks questions, please give the priority to the 4th lesson. So because there is every chance of getting 2 marks questions from the, as they are having 11 marks chapters. What is that? Chapter number 4, chapter number 5, and chapter number 7. From these chapters, there is every chance of getting 2 marks. So mostly from the 4th lesson, that is guarantee question. So practice the short answers from the 4th lesson and the 5th lesson and 7th lesson also, particularly in the electricity. And kindly, if they can practice, ask them to practice R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3, and 1 by R is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3, and rho is equal, R is equal to rho L by A, and the 4th experiment, relation between V and I, that is called experiment. These are the 4 important essay questions are there. Mostly this won't come because it's an experiment. So these 3 will come down, may come as an essay question. So ask them to prepare that. So actually these are all will help you mostly for the CD category children, not for AB. AB has to read all questions from the all chapters and they must take all the measurements to get 10 out of 10. This is simplified to get the CD marks child can get the more marks for the public examination, at least pass through the particular subject. Thank you children and all the best.